Hello. It is Monday. It is the 12th of February. It's not my usual night, but we're going to say it. It's midnight. Right. What's happened? Why didn't I do the vlog? Um, and I should probably take my work lanyard off. Anyway, not that it's a lovely place to work. Right. Well, my life went into a bit of a tailspin. Actually, it went into a bit of a tailspin a couple months ago. And I have talked about this, that I found out I had to apply for EU settlement. Um, and I was just like, what? That I have to do this again? What, 10 years ago, I went through quite a rigorous battle to remain here. And it was a battle fought and won. And I just thought, oh my God, you know what? I can't go through this again. And I did get some advice from a solicitor, and she says, look, you're not going to have to. Yes, you have to make a late application, but you've got an incredibly good case. Well, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Um, it was over. We got the application submitted on the 13th of December. I had to go and do my biometrics again, and those were submitted on the 8th of January. We're charging along, and then I think I told everybody that I got this job last week. I think it was. Well, I got the job. I was off the job about a week and a half ago. And everything, my solicitor was like, yeah, it should be fine. You know, you've been working, you got home office clearance from another agency. There's no reason why you shouldn't now. They go to get the clearance and they tell me you have to wait for your certificate of application before we can approve you. And I just thought, what? And there's all these, since the EU settlement scheme, basically it's all late applications right now. You know, there's all these literature out about how they're not issuing them anymore, and you might just have to wait until they make their decision, which can take up to 6 months. So I'm like, what am I going to do if I can't work? I was talking to one agency today, and they said, well, look, you know, you're okay at your current job. You're okay at your current agency. I wouldn't recommend antagonizing the home office because, you know, they might turn around and go, oh, hang on, you're not supposed to have that. Anyway, well, first of all, what happened was I went to, they have to do this other agency before all this came out, has to do what's called an ECS check. First round, you know, and they usually come back within a day or two, just depending on how busy the home office is. Day 5 comes, and I'm like, we haven't heard anything yet. What's going on? Why is it taking so long? I understand that, you know, they do get busy and it can take up to this long, but the last one I had to do took a day and a half. And she said, all right, well, I'll chase it. They can put a chaser out. They come back and say, they can't find your application. And I'm like, what? And all the stuff's going through my head going, what, why can't they find it? What's happened to it? I messaged my solicitor. I said, they're saying there's no record of this application. I know you've turned it in because I got a email confirming it. I got my UAN number and everything. I did send that. I guess the home office did ask the person doing the check, does she have any evidence of it? Sent that over. And I'm like, what did they do? Reject it and pull it from the system? I actually checked that you actually have a link in your confirmation email to check it. I checked it. I found it. I called the agency back. I said, I don't understand why they can't find it. I can find it. Why can't the home office? Solicitor phone back. She says, no, all the numbers are correct. Somebody is messed up somewhere. I went home that night going, and they said, and it was getting close to the end of the day. And they just said, well, you know, we can't do anything more today. Go home. Don't worry. I really want people to think about when they say that to people. It's so patronizing. I understand worrying doesn't get you anywhere, but when you just dismiss people and go, don't worry, think about it before you say it, especially to me, because you might get punched. Nah, you won't. Well, anyway, Friday I go in. I hardly slept Thursday night because I'm thinking they've rejected it, they've pulled it. Maybe it just hasn't filtered down to me, and what am I going to do? Because then without that, if they if they reject your application, if they say you're, you know, they can say that your application isn't valid. And now the fact that these are so late, they can reject it saying that the reason is not valid. And then you've got no right to appeal and you've got no right to any kind of administrative review. You might be able to get a judicial review, but that's a pain. So I'm all night just going, oh my God, my stomach was killing me. I was up and down the loo all night. I almost didn't go to work Friday, but then I just thought, no, don't. You need to go to work. First of all, work is a good distraction for you. I mean, how I got through Thursday without breaking down in front of the students, I don't know. And also, you're earning money. So you're doing some good. Went to work on Friday. Again, in and out of the loo. Just, a couple of people asked me, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, but no. I didn't really want, college knowing about this because they might go, well, you can't work here if you're not cleared. I'm like, no, I am cleared with this agency that got me this post. They wouldn't have put me in, and their HR team did a check as well. Well, anyway, I taught my first lesson, called, finally phoned there's a resolution center, NEE resolution center, and we got that bit sorted. She goes, first she couldn't find it. And she says, oh, I see what happened. Somebody reversed to the numbers, so that's why there's no record. We got it right. She managed to do like a screen share or something. She's like, here you are. And I said, well, okay, what next? And she's like, well, they found you, have her run the ECS check again. Anyway, ECS check comes back on Friday and they say they have to wait for the certificate of application. And then I phone and I go, well, how long is that going to take? And they said, we really can't say. We don't know. And I'm like, how am I supposed to? Because if, I said, well, then can I work? And she says, well, technically you're not supposed to, but if you've got clearance from another agency at your current job, you should be okay. Again, this is one that says, don't antagonize the home office. I said, I'm supposed to start a job on Monday. And she's like, well, you're going to have to wait. Everybody's got to wait. So my solicitor said, yeah, she's right. There's just no way to know. And she wasn't aware that they were even issuing them anymore because there was a statement from somewhere that saying they're not issuing them anymore. You just got to wait for a decision. That is not true. She says, no, that is absolutely not true. They do issue them. And it did state that in my confirmation email. It's just we can't give you any time frame. But I think she had a hint because she goes, if I were you, I would just keep an eye on your emails this week and you might get it. Anyway, all weekend long, I didn't do any exercise. That's a lie. I did do 34 kilometers one night. I was just slept okay Friday night. Went to the allotment. I just thought, all right, you know what? You've got to focus on something, a project or something. You've got to do as much as you can to be positive and to move things forward. You've got big plans for your allotment. You've got big plans for the birds. You want to do all this stuff. Sitting around and just moping isn't going to get you anywhere. And I'm glad I did. I went Saturday. Saturday, I felt a little bit better. But the first thing I thought about is, what if I can't work? What if, my job ends this week? If this agency doesn't find me something else, what am I going to do? And that was the first thing I thought about were my animals. It's just like, I've got a little bit of money saved up, but that's not going to last me 6 months. Anyway, went to bed Saturday night, got up Sunday, just sat and thought. I usually don't go to the allotment on Sundays, but I thought, no, go. Get as much done on there as you can. I was going to go to kickboxing, but I didn't go. And I thought, you know what, just put it into the allotment this weekend because it was a nice day outside, and we don't know how many more of those we're going to get because it's still winter. It was a nice day here today, and then it's supposed to be rain the next week. So get out there, do what you can. And they said, don't pressure yourself to do everything, to push everything forward. You have your goal in kickboxing, but you're on track. It's not going to kill you to take Sunday off. Came back Sunday, felt a bit better, but still kind of like, ugh. Then I noticed my timesheet wasn't approved. I'm a weekly employee, so I have to send in a timesheet. And usually my manager is very quick on it, on the ball, boom, approves it right away. I emailed him Saturday night, but I emailed him from my personal email and said, did you approve it? Because I didn't get a confirmation email. I didn't want to say, why didn't you approve it? Because maybe you approved it and the email just didn't come through. Didn't hear back. Sunday, sent him another one saying, could you? And didn't hear back. I watch a lot of this stuff on Midas Touch about what's happening with Trump, and they interviewed this woman called MAGA Granny who used to support Trump and made a complete about face. But anyway, she was really, I usually don't really pay much attention to them, but she was really interesting. But she came up with this really good quote. And another friend of mine has said something very similar. She says, "Fear hijacks your brain. Be careful." And she's so right, because the shit that was going through my mind about that had me frightened. I just thought, oh my God, maybe they're about ready to say, well, you can't work here if you need that letter of application, you can't work here either. Um, I went in, I got up this morning going, oh my God, you know, thinking I'm going to go in, and I was like, okay, first thing, if your lanyard stops you, then you know something's up. But it didn't. I got in. My manager came up to me and apologized. He says, I'm sorry. I've been very busy. I've done it. Started feeling a bit better. Then I phoned the agencies, and because over the weekend, the lady that got me the position, well, actually put me in touch with the school, said, well, let's not give up. Let's see what back office can do. Maybe they can, put you in temporarily. And I said, I don't think so. I think if you do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And employers face big fines if they employ people illegally. This is Cleo. But it's worth an ask. So anyway, I called them and they said, no, unfortunately, we just have to wait. They haven't said you can't work. They just need that confirmation letter. Yes, I know. I'm not teaching a lesson, sweetheart. So just come here and sit down. She used to love sitting in my lap when I would teach history lessons. Probably take her GCSE this one. She's pretty bright. I was like, okay. I explained to them, I said, well, we've got till next week because I don't start there till Monday. They're on half term right now. Anyway, I went to my first class, and she agreed. She's like, yeah, you know what? We've got the week. You never know. It might happen. And I'm thinking, the home office of a rush. Right. I get an email from my solicitor after my first class. I thought, oh my God. And I open it up and it says, here's your certificate of application. Yes, but I still had to check it because they don't necessarily give you every last right back. But I had everything. It says, no, you've got your full rights. It's fine. They're protected until a decision is made. So I immediately phoned everybody and told them. I emailed copies of it over. I said, look, I still know you have to do the check again and you have to hear it directly from the home office, but here's a copy of the letter. And she's like, yep, but that's fine. We could probably start you on Monday, even if the ECS check takes a couple of days, because that's a PDF and you've got evidence. But anyway, no worries. Home office came back the same day, said, yep, all good. I'm set to start at my new job on Monday. The college actually said, well, we'll see if we can use you after half term. We will. So at least I had something. But I was just like, oh my God, this does not mean it's over. I still have to wait a decision, but at very least, they can't dismiss the reason is invalid. And if they do say no, we have the right to appeal it. I did actually speak to I get another legal opinion on it. And they said, well, look, we can appeal it, obviously, if you get a negative decision. And if that goes bad, you still have the long residency option, which I don't really want to do, but I'm hoping that it goes all right. This is a big hurdle to get over. So yes, I'm just so happy about my new job and I just got my timetable and it's brilliant. They are being so kind to me because I'm traveling for a long distance, and they said, you can leave after your last lesson. Don't worry. I'm probably not going to do that every day. I'm going to stay at school and do some marking or do something. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the fact that I can leave at 1 o'clock and it's not complete 2 weeks. It's 9 days a fortnight, which I don't mind. They're paying me really well. They're giving me a good timetable. It's a lovely school. It's in a lovely place. I'm happy. And I thought, oh my God, there was all these opportunities that came my way. This one's one of them. And then I had a call from another place that places people in the Channel Islands. And I told them, and I had a lovely conversation with this woman. And I just said, right now, no. But no, next year sometime. And that might be something to try. It sounds very interesting. That's down the road. Yeah, and I've got other things now happening, but it just went from all this stuff that I've been working so hard to set up is in jeopardy now. And now it's not. And I tried, I tried. I didn't go fly off the handle like I used to do. I've come a long way with that. I really tried to focus forward and be positive and just ask the universe, saying, look, I just want to live my life here. I just want to do my bird project. I just want to do my, and that's the other thing, I've taken out a loan to get this house done. Um, if I can't work, what am I going to do? I mean, I've got the money set aside for that, the loan money, and that's stupid, but it's got to be paid back. Anyway, big hurdle over with. And I'm very happy. And I'm just like so relieved. I was going to do the exercise bike tonight. I'm considering giving myself one more mental health day just because I was just exhausted afterward. And then start back at kickboxing tomorrow night. I don't know. I hear the bike going, oh, ride me, ride me, ride me. But what? You? She's looking at me like, would you just pet me or something? Anyway, apologies to everybody for not doing the vlog on Thursday and Friday. I had such stomach pain and just, oh, I mean, I lost, like I said, I lost about a kilo. Just, I'm not going to go into graphics about it because I was just diarrhea and nerves and everything, trying to stay positive and focus forward and get through. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, I've made this country my home and I'm not going to give it up lightly. Right, everybody. Exercise that I did do 34 kilometers one night. I did go to kickboxing last Sunday and I did go this Tuesday. And I'm going to go tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to get back on track now. Well, not that we went that far off track, but we'll get there. Right. Everybody, have an amazing rest of the week. I'll probably be back on Thursday or Friday with any new developments. Thank you to everybody who I didn't tell too many people about this because I just couldn't bring myself to say it. Because I know a lot of people knew me when I went through this before, and a lot of them thinking, Jesus, she's got to do this again. But those of you that gave me a kind word, it's appreciated. It really is. Okay, so Sven, I've done the vlog, and have an amazing time in the Philippines. Train your butt off, man. Enjoy it. Life's for living. Right, everybody, have a great one. I'm gonna, I don't know, might ride the bike. I don't know. But anyway, ciao.